Now, if everyone would please welcome me in joining Nintendo's global president, Mr. Satoru Iwata.
Thank you, Cammie and Sean. And good morning. I think everyone recognizes that a big change, actually a true paradigm shift, has taken place in the global game market. 5 years ago, in May 2003, I addressed E3 as the president of Nintendo. I still vividly recall that day. Because I knew almost everyone attending held a pessimistic view about Nintendo's future. That period was not enjoyable, but I knew that people were just using what seems to be a common sense view of the video game market. I must admit that even Nintendo employees could not have imagined that 5 years later, the market would have responded so quickly that we would be selling millions of bathroom scales around the world. When a true paradigm shift occurs, common sense doesn't seem to make as much sense anymore. And I believe that's what happened in video games. Today, I'd like to spend a few minutes to discuss what has really changed in this new paradigm. First, we are now selling games which can sell steadily for a long period of time. In the past, it seemed impossible to expect any software to sell for 2 years or 3 years. But titles like Nintendo's and Brain Age are doing just that. Also, New Super Mario Bros. And Mario Kart DS. To use a Western term, these products seem to be evergreens. This, I think, is a really big change. Second, I believe it is no longer common sense that players only seek new titles with more gorgeous-looking graphics and more sophisticated content. Of course, I myself am aware that great numbers of game players around the world do demand increasingly gorgeous games. And we at Nintendo continue to challenge ourselves to meet these needs. Today, I want to let you know that our internal team, which creates Mario games, and the one that make Zelda games, are both hard at work. They will bring new titles to Wii. On the other hand, it is also true that games with new concepts like Wii Sports and Wii Fit have received support from many customers for entirely different reasons. Small teams with small budgets can capture a worldwide audience if they have a great idea. And this is both the challenge and the opportunity of WiiWare. Third, certainly the user base has expanded. Take a look at this picture. Or what about this one? Before, our common sense view of the video game market was too limited. Now we have learned that intuitive interface can help attract those who never considered video games before. And audience expansion brings a related effect. It has changed the seasonal nature of video game hardware sales. game systems used to be purchased more often as a gift item during the holidays. Today, game hardware systems are more likely purchased by people for themselves at any time of the year. Recently in Europe, consumers are buying more than 200,000 Nintendo DS units a week, as if every week were a holiday week. Here in America, players have bought an average of 700,000 Wii systems over the last 3 months, a level typically not seen outside of November and December. Finally, in a very unexpected way, we are seeing a new form of social interaction developing. Last year, I said that we would like to destroy the psychological barriers that exist between gamers and non-gamers. Wii Sports and Wii Play showed this was possible, but alone they were not enough to prove general trend. Mario Kart Wii and Wii Fit created more of these conversations. But maybe the strongest evidence comes with Guitar Hero 3. While it is available on many platforms, the Wii version is outselling all others. At Nintendo, we believe there is progress being made in destroying the psychological barrier. But now, with a new paradigm, what can we expect next? Even if it is revolutionary, sooner or later, people will become tired of a new form of entertainment. This is when others try to reproduce the initial change. Then, what seemed fresh inevitably will be lost. For all of us in the video game industry, there is danger in standing still. Common sense is not enough, but there are answers. Personally, I believe we must find more ways for players engaged, different ways for them to be enriched, even with interactions we would not call games. And most of all, the overall experience from our products must be increased enthusiasm. Unfortunately, all this is much easier to say than do. So, let me conclude by saying that we at Nintendo always challenge ourselves to be pioneer in forming new paradigms. We seek fresh surprises, and I hope you will enjoy the ones we have for you today. The first one fits with a larger social trend we all see, with consumers acting as creators and then sharing their work. Certainly, we are not the only ones to think along these lines. But we believe Nintendo can add something different, engage players in new ways. So, thank you for your attention this morning.